for example, here in Quebec, they want to ban the sale of gasoline cars by 2035. It still hasn't come into law, but they're pushing towards that. So, what are your thoughts on that? For example, governments legislating the ban of gas cars. Do you think the infrastructure is there? Do you think, first and foremost, electric vehicles are a good solution?
I think electric vehicles are one piece of the puzzle, and I'll get to the policy in a second, but electric vehicles themselves certainly have a positive impact on the climate. They don't make it completely carbon neutral because there is the manufacturing of the vehicles, and then also depending on where the electricity comes from. If you have a completely clean grid, that's awesome. If you don't, it may be more like a 50% reduction in emissions. But regardless, it's a reduction. That's good. There's a lot of exciting benefits with electric vehicles beyond just climate. There's also some hurdles. We need to mine these minerals. We need to get the charging stations set up. We need the electric grid capacity. All this stuff has to get done. And there are ways to do that, but it has to happen. If everybody's driving an electric vehicle, we can't snap our fingers. So these bans, I think, a lot better than if you said ban it next year or something. 2035, you still have time. And these typically are banning the sale, which means you can still drive your current gasoline powered vehicle. That said, I tend to think there are better options than bans. I'm someone who wants consumers to be able to choose what they want and compare the options. But I think that you can construct policy in a variety of ways to incentivize the transition. Really, what you want to do is see electric vehicles become cheaper and better than
Hmm.
gasoline powered vehicles. And it's headed in that direction. There are already comparisons where you see electric vehicles beating out gasoline powered vehicles. I think that's going to improve. And furthermore, once you have the vehicle, you are spending a whole lot less on electricity than you do on gasoline. So that's a perk too. So it's a process, and I think that some of these bans, it's hard to say whether they'll be a disaster or whether the economy is going to catch up to it. Certainly, automakers seeing these bans know they got to kick into gear, but you need the infrastructure, you need the electric capability, and you also need alternatives. You don't want
Hmm.
everyone driving a vehicle. If public transit is better, if you can bike, if you can walk, if you can work from home and have broadband internet, these are all ways to create more clean transportation.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah, like for Quebec, I'm not sure we have that infrastructure set up right now. Like I feel like they
not
keep
yet.
pushing the deadline, further. First it was 2030, now it's 2035. I feel like they might push it even further because like you said, we need to be properly established before we take the step and, go for all EV vehicles in sales.
But I think a point that you made there, public transit, it's such a underutilized mode of transport in just North America, Western countries in general, where you can save so much, even more than everyone driving an electric vehicle. If 50 people are in a train or bus, that's way less carbon, even if everyone drove electric vehicle. And yeah.
Yeah. I used to live in California, and I was in Orange County for about a year and a half, which is about a hour south of Los Angeles. And the I-5 South, which is the highway that runs from Los Angeles through where I was down to like San Diego, that was considered the most congested road in the country. Drivers lost, I think, 89 hours on average per year on that road, which, if
Wow.
you math out, is like thousands of dollars of lost income. And there's a train line that runs parallel to it that is constantly out of service, and to the point where I never even, actually, no, I did use it a couple times, and one of the times actually we got stuck because of a wildfire on the tracks. So
Oh wow.
Wow.
that was when I caved and got myself a car. But that's for myself, as someone who doesn't like driving and as a climate advocate, and I couldn't handle California without a car. Like, you can see the problem. So
Mm.
I think that it's very important because electric vehicles might help with the climate thing, but they don't fix that major traffic issue. Whereas if you improve the public transit, you can do both at once and save people money. So there's, I think there's a lot of pieces to it. And sometimes we get a little too focused on EVs as a silver bullet when it's really just one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that picture of like a highway in China where all like the lanes are converging into one? It makes this huge traffic jam.
No, I haven't.
No.
Can we pull it up?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll share the screen. It's
Okay.
just a little aside here. It's crazy.
Well,
to
I
see.
think it's like a road where there's a toll, and it's like a bunch of vehicles that converge into one point, and it's creating this traffic scene. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah, I think we found it.
Oh my God. What?
Yeah, look at
What's
that.
happening? It doesn't even look
wild.
like a road.
I don't know how many lanes that is. It must be like 20 plus lanes.
it's-
At least.
I forgot where it was exactly, but yeah, it's somewhere where.
Go up. I think it's there right there. It's stuck in Beijing traffic on 50-lane highway.
No. But I think the news is getting it wrong. It's not a 50-lane highway.
It's not 50, but that's a lot.
But that's
Oh
a
my
lot.
God,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's where it opens up for people to cross.
Yeah.
The toll there.
Yeah, so to your point,
Wow.
I don't think EV vehicles can fix this problem.
Yeah, because literally, if everyone drove a car, we would end up in
Exactly, yeah.
in a situation like this.
Yeah, obviously this is an extreme
And
example.
while you're
but-
stuck in traffic, you're still you're not consuming nearly as much electricity, but you're still consuming it to keep the AC on or your music or whatever. So, and that's actually a big issue with the gasoline powered vehicles. Even just reducing traffic reduces the amount of gas you use.